All right, so this is my first time running my little 14410 Baler, and as you can see, got a field raked, and this is my first time dumping a bale. It looks good. It's nice and uniform. It ran good. It's nice and quiet. My only discrepancy is that I've only got 2 hydraulic lines. So I borrowed my brother's tractor because the tractor that I have only has 2 hydraulic lines. So I was thinking my brother had 4 on his, which he in fact does not. So what I'm having to do is I'm having to disconnect whenever I tie and connect with my cylinder to knock it out. So anyways, this is my first bale, so I will send, I can't record while I'm driving and there's nobody here to help me. So what I will do is I'll show you what the final product is. All right, so I picked up the next bale, and the baler is running really good. I'm super surprised. And it's a John Deere 5055E. So it's a 55 horsepower. And what I'm doing is I was running in medium range. I was running medium range in first gear, about 2200 RPMs. Well, I stepped it up to medium range second gear, and again it did fine. And then I was tying my bale and I blew a hydraulic line out on the tractor. So I've got it halfway tied. I'm probably gonna go get my tractor and fight with it, but it'd be like this. So that's, so far the baler is still running good. It's got good tension. Everything seems to be running fine. All right, so it's the next morning. I fought with my tractor. I didn't fight with my baler. My tractor hydraulic lines kept popping out. I only had 2, like I said, but I have they wouldn't seating right. So I've got to get my splitter put in, and once I got them set in, the tractor did fine with it. But I'm here in the field this morning, and I'm going to try to get them all stacked together, and I'll show you what I got. I think I've got 13 or 14 bales. It's not a very big spot, but round baling is a lot easier than square baling. So I got all the hay up out of the field, and this is what I've got. I've got 14 whole bales and one, I don't know, 3 foot maybe, but it's not how much hay. I bought my baler for about, I think it was 800, and I put some money into it. I had to replace all the belts, and y'all seen that in a previous video. Changed a bunch of bearings, and I'm excited that it's working right. It makes a nice bale. There's a couple of them that are not so nice, but I can say that was my fault, because out of the 14, I think 12 look, the same. They look really good compared to my other baler. My other baler was a New Holland 853. It was a bar baler, and the bales are huge. Made a 5x5. These make 4x5, and my tractor couldn't handle it. Picking them up, that is. My big tractor did fine with it, but it was a lot to move around and whatnot. So that's why I went with a smaller baler. The bells look cleaner. The cores are good. Yesterday, I had a couple of them that I had to unwind because for the hydraulics I was fussing about with my tractor, it wouldn't let the gate latch. So the gate has to be latched. This is my second time running a round baler, so I wasn't quite aware of that. But these are my bells. This is one of the not so nice ones, and there's one somewhere over there too. But they all look good. If I could have found it, I'd show you. But when you're sweeping across, if anybody's watching these videos, for the thoughts of getting one, and maybe not, but before I get anything, I watch a bunch of videos on it, and I read a whole bunch, try to figure out as much as I possibly can about these kind of things. And what I have found is that people do not like the John Deere 410. And the biggest part is they say it's a closed throat baler. And that seems to be undesirable. But everybody who fuss about it, say make sure it's really dry hay. And that's not a big deal to me. For one, is I'm storing it in my neighbor's barn, and I don't want to burn their barn down. So for me, super dry is the only way to do it. And I ran square bales. So the hay that I got here is roughly equivalent to about 250 square bales, according to the specifications, saying it's an 800-pound bale, which I don't know if it is or not, but that's my guess. It's about 250 bales. I couldn't have got all these out of the field yesterday. I was wore out from having to fight with my hydraulics, but I couldn't have got it out of the field. So, and I didn't have to worry about my nodder system. So I did have to worry about my hydraulics, yes, but that is an easy fix. So, what I was saying about here's this other one. What I was saying about the hydraulic twine arm. Say this is your bale in your bale chamber, okay? And you go to activate your knife or your twine arms. They're going to come from this side. Let me see. They're going to come from this side, and you're going to activate it, and it's going to sweep all the way across, and then it's going to stop. What I have found is if you go all the way out to the edge, it's going to wrap on the outside of that bale for some reason. So you may not get it here on this edge like you think you are. With my New Holland, I could run it all the way out, and it's going to go to here. It's going to go to the outside edge on both sides. It had dual tire arms, but it went all the way to the edge. This one, well, I'm going to say hyperextend for I don't know what you call it, but it's going to sweep it all the way out here, and I may can adjust that, but I didn't do it in the field, and I didn't realize it till after the fact, like this morning when I was picking them up. So it sweeps all the way out, and it will get on the outside. So when you're using it, go to a little bit off the edge, or unless you adjust it. I didn't. So, but just took my time. With my New Holland, I could see my strings, and I can see, hey, I know where they're at. But with a belt baler, this is my first time ever running a belt one. So I was, just counting and then wrapping it around. Another thing, and I'll try to show you whenever I get back to the baler, but my pickup teeth with my New Holland had a little light indicator over on the side of the tractor, and whenever I got full, it would indicate that it needed to be closed. I mean, it needed to be tied. This tractor does not have that. It don't have any electronics going to the tractor, which is good. I like that. Something else you don't have to worry about. But it does not, sorry, I'm getting in the shade. It does not tell you any, didn't give you kind of any indication of it. So on the back of the tractor, it's got a little sliding bar. That's what I'm gonna call it. I don't know what it is, but it's got a little sliding bar. And be mindful, this is an old baler. So the sliding bar is not, I'm sure at one point in time, it was red and it said stop. When you got the whole word stop, that means you're done. And then it had this little hazard line, and it's to keep from overfilling it. So what it does is when you get to the little hazard line, it trips your teeth, your pickup teeth, so that way you can't feed it anymore. You may drive, but you're not going to feed it anymore, and that's a nice feature. But what I have found is that whenever I couldn't see my stop completely, so it would get to that certain point, and I'd have to try to guess at where I was. So what would happen is my pickup teeth probably need to be oiled, like the little mechanism needs to be oiled, because it would lose tension on it. So every now and then I have to get out whenever I realize my teeth wasn't picking up and I wasn't in any thick hay. I'd have to get off the tractor and manually put pressure on it, which all I had to do was put my foot on the backside of it and it released it. But that was an added step I didn't have to do. So probably oil will fix that. But overall, the baler did good. It makes nice bales. They're consistent. So that's my opinion on the baler. So I hope this helps somebody, because I sure would have enjoyed some kind of insight with it. So hope you all enjoy.